2 of the 4 people charged in the death of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis could be facing the death penalty.
Increased tensions and more arrests in the search for the Paris terror suspect. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House. That's coming up.
A cold start to our Thanksgiving week across central and eastern Kentucky, but I've got some good news and then some bad news. That's straight ahead.
This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Thanksgiving week is off to a cold but nice start across the bluegrass. Here's a live look at downtown Lexington, where it's in the mid-40s and sunny this afternoon. So how long will the cold stick around? Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, we were in the teens this morning, Jennifer, really for the first time with widespread teens this season. Very cold start to the day, but an absolutely gorgeous ending out there. And we're going to hang on to this gorgeous sky for a couple more days. Temperatures into the 40s right now, but with those gusty winds, it feels like at times it's still in the upper 30s. Humidity is bone dry. Get used to that for the next couple of days. Temperatures all across the region are into the 40s as of now, and we're going to hang on to temperatures into the low and mid 40s for the next couple of hours, then a quick drop as the sun sets. Your Defender radar network, nothing going on, but you don't have to go too far away to our northeast to pick up on some snowflakes into parts of Ohio and West Virginia. Overall, though, next couple of days, weather headlines, nice travel ahead of us. At least the weather looks good for travel going to Grandma's house. The trip back home later this weekend, yeah, maybe a little iffy. Bigger changes working in as we get beyond Thanksgiving into that weekend. Ugly looking system begins to take shape during that time, and when I come back here in just a few minutes, I will let you know what I mean by the word ugly. Jennifer, the 7-day forecast here in 15 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. New developments in court today for 4 people charged in connection to the murder of Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis. Raleigh Sizemore is charged with murder. Gregory Ratliff is charged with complicity. Rita Creech and Carl Banks are both charged with robbery. WKYT's Victor Puente has the latest from the Madison County courtroom in our top story at 4.
At that arraignment this morning, we learned the state intends to seek the death penalty, not only for the man charged with shooting officer Daniel Ellis, but also for the man police say led him into an ambush. All 4 defendants connected to Ellis's death appeared in circuit court this morning. The courtroom was filled with police officers and Officer Ellis's family. Attorneys for the 4 entered not guilty pleas for each of them. During the hearing, Commonwealth's attorneys notified the court that they would be seeking the death penalty against Raleigh Sizemore. Police say he shot Daniel Ellis in the head on November 4th during a robbery investigation. Prosecutors will also be seeking the death penalty against Gregory Ratliff. Police say he led Ellis into his apartment knowing Sizemore was waiting. He's now charged with complicity to murder. 2 other people, Rita Creech and Carl Banks, are facing robbery charges. Their attorneys asked to have their bonds reduced. Creech's is $10,000, Banks is $100,000, but Judge William Klaus said he felt they were appropriate.
It could be a danger to the community and it would be a danger to herself if she were released any other bond than that.
Judge Klaus also told these attorneys he'd prefer to keep these 4 cases connected, but admitted that may not be possible going forward. One of the reasons is because Raleigh Sizemore is also charged with unlawful imprisonment, and Rita Creech is considered the victim in that case. In Madison County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
The 4 suspects aren't due back in court again until next year. A status hearing is scheduled for February 26th. The man charged with a 7-year-old Kentucky girl's murder will face a judge in about half an hour. Timothy Madden will answer to murder, rape, kidnapping, and sodomy charges in the death of Gabby Doolin. Police found her body in a creek about 30 minutes after she was reported missing from a football game in Allen County. Madden admitted to seeing Doolin at the game before she disappeared, but says he is innocent. State police say DNA evidence connects Madden to the crimes. We'll have new details from his arraignment ahead on WKYT News at 6. Police found 18-year-old Jamal Gossett last night in an SUV on Kent Drive. He'd been shot to death. The 18-year-old had graduated from Bryan Station High School earlier this year. Former teachers say he was a good student.
And he was just an amazing young man. He had an infectious smile. He worked hard for all of his teachers, including me, and he was just a pleasure to be around.
This is Lexington's 16th murder this year. We'll have the latest on the investigation and talk to a neighbor on WKYT News at 6. Kentucky Sports Radio host Matt Jones has announced he is not running for Congress. The Democrat had considered running for the 6th district seat currently held by Republican Andy Barr. On Matt's KSR show this morning, he said he will not seek the nomination in 2016 because he's not ready to give up KSR and fully commit to political life. He did not rule out possibly running in the future. We're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hello, Amber.
Hello to you, Jennifer. A mother accused in the death of her son was back in a Lexington courtroom this morning. Dee Adams is charged with reckless homicide for the 2011 death of her son, Joseph. Police say the 5-year-old died after receiving a lethal dose of vinegar. However, Adams' attorneys say it was a condition and not the vinegar that killed the child. Medical experts testified about what they think caused the boy's death.
I don't see any other reason that this child should have died other than the vinegar ingestion.
The medical examiner also says she found bruises and cuts on the boy's body that led her to think Joseph's mother forced him to keep drinking the vinegar even after he started fighting back. We'll have more details from the courtroom ahead on WKYT News at 5. University of Kentucky President Eli Capilouto says the university will cover a mural that has been considered controversial for decades. The move comes 2 weeks after Dr. Capilouto hosted a sit-down with 24 African-American students who raised concern about the emotions stirred up by the mural in Memorial Hall. The mural, commissioned in 1934, is a depiction of Lexington's history, which includes slaves and Native Americans. You'll hear from Dr. Capilouto ahead about the decision on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to some stories making headlines around the world at 4. Belgium's capital is under lockdown for a 3rd straight day, fearing an attack like the one in Paris. Authorities in Brussels say the threat is real. They also say they've caught and charged a 4th suspect in the Paris attacks. Craig Boswell has the latest.
Brussels is under a maximum security alert. Heavily armed soldiers are patrolling the streets trying to prevent a Paris-style terror attack in the Belgian capital.
I can confirm that the threat for an attack is imminent and serious.
Overnight, security forces carried out more than a dozen raids across Belgium. Authorities say they've arrested and charged a 4th person involved in the Paris attacks.
The hunt for more suspects and the fight against Islamic militants tops the agenda when President Obama and French President Francois Hollande meet Tuesday at the White House.
This is a time when the French people are grieving and knowing that that they can count on the most powerful country in the world to have their back.
Hollande was with Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron Monday in Paris. They laid flowers at the Bataclan nightclub where 89 people lost their lives. Cameron then returned home and asked Britain's Parliament to authorize airstrikes against ISIS in Syria.
I'll make the case for Britain to join our international allies in going after ISIL at their headquarters in Syria.
France continued its assault on ISIS strongholds, launching its first airstrikes into Iraq from the aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle. This as 2 victims of the Paris attacks were laid to rest, sisters who were eating dinner together in a restaurant 9 days ago. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Belgium's prime minister says he expects to be able to reopen the subways and schools Wednesday. After a strong week, Wall Street falls, dragged down by Pfizer and Allergan. The Dow fell 31 points to close at 17,793. The Nasdaq lost 2. Rising drug costs are starting to hit Medicare's popular prescription program. Experts say many senior citizens are looking at higher premiums as time runs out on this year's open enrollment season. Beneficiaries have until December 7th to see if there's a lower cost plan that will cover their medications next year. Consumer advocates say it will likely pay to shop around. Walmart is moving up Cyber Monday, rolling out their online deals Sunday night. The retailer's reps say people are searching for sales hours before the midnight Cyber Monday start time, and Walmart hopes to cash in on that trend. It's an iconic piece of footwear that's been around for more than a century. LL Bean's duck boot is still popular after all these years. And as Don Daler reports, LL Bean is having a tough time keeping up with the demand.
They're rubber-bottomed, terminally unsexy, and virtually unchanged for over 100 years. And yet, LL Bean cannot make its signature duck boot fast enough.
We've hired well over 100 people and are in various stages of training. Hey, Bobby.
According to manufacturing chief Royce Haynes, back orders are reaching 60,000.
We're doing everything we can do to build boots. We build them one pair at a time.
The reason for the rush is a mystery. Inexplicably, the boots have hit the catwalk and have been spotted on the fashionable feet of actress Kerry Washington. Duck boots have inspired designer Tommy Hilfiger, and Kanye West recently launched his Yeezy duck boot. All that rubber boot buzz has not hurt Bean. Sales have tripled in 3 years and are projected to hit 500,000 this year. And now women have surpassed men as the primary customers.
It's a trend, it's a fashion thing, it's a desire. You're asking me to figure out why a woman does what she does. It's the wrong question to ask.
The Bean boot was the very first product designed in 1912 by outdoorsman Leon Wood Bean.
He came back from a hunting trip with wet, soggy feet, wearing footwear that was available, most likely all leather.
Bean came up with a shoe with a rubber bottom, creating the classic Bean boot, still sold today. Tricked out a bit for new customers, but traditional tan and brown for the die-hard fans.
Well, I've heard it said that the boot is like an old friend. Those that have bought boots, we see boots that are 30, 40 years old, and they send them back to be rebuilt because they don't want to get rid of them.
With 3 shifts and more workers, Bean is hand-producing 50,000 pairs a month and bracing for the holiday rush. Don Dale, CBS News, New York.